Hi there, I'm Linden Thorp, and today I'm talking about Lodestone, my method of embodiment, and we call this Lodestone Lunch. It's meant to be for coaches and educators and people who need a respite, need some uh, motivation to embodiment. Yes, people talk about it so much. And because of the term, I think people assume that they have experienced it. But I think unless you've worked with a qualified somatic embodiment guide, then you may not have recognized embodiment. It's very experiential. It's not something you can describe in words. It's beyond words, really, beyond those symbols. And so it's all about how you feel in your inner self. We spend so much time outside. We set our goals outside. We have our colleagues outside and so on, and our company and so on. But in point of fact, we need to be inside to really experience embodiment. And although you feel you've been inside, it could be the limited mind that you're experiencing, the kind of mind where you talk to yourself, where things go round in your head. That's not your unlimited mind. That's the limited mind. And it's the limited mind that can cause so much trouble. It's the cause, really, of burnout. Yeah, people are burning out all over the place because they are trying to operate from the limited mind, and it's limited. So it will break eventually. Really, that's a way of looking at mental illness that really makes sense to me. The spirit, the human spirit, is not connected. The body is disconnected very often, or it's in some kind of traumatic state. So, yeah, we need to really step out of that limited mind into the unlimited mind and really into the body. We talk about resilience, and it has become a concept. Resilience is not in this mind. No, that's a concept. It's a notion. It's abstract, and it's up for interpretation in millions of different ways. No, resilience is in the nervous system, which runs right through your body, governs your body, and nothing else can replace that. And the problem with burnout is if you don't recognize signals of distress from your body because you're dislocated from it, because you're so occupied in your limited mind, then you're going to really start sliding down a slippy slope of burnout, as we call it. And it's really difficult to stop once it starts. So burnout is a situation where the bodily and the spiritual side, and by spirit, I don't mean anything to do with religion. I'm not a religious person at all. I mean the human spirit, your essence, your energy, all of which are indestructible. So because we are dislocated from that, because it has been discredited, if you like, by developed societies, largely, unless you're a very committed Christian or Muslim or something like that. But basically, yes, we have put it aside, the idea that we have some kind of spirit. And yet it's a paradox, because we are drawn to movies and books and all sorts of art that shows the human spirit in action. All the time, we're surrounded by that. Well, that is the human spirit. And we each have that spirit to survive, to overcome, to be great, you know? We prefer, it seems, to just limit ourselves to the tool between our ears, and it really is a fabulous tool. We can do all sorts of things with it, but we can't live through it. Now, you've maybe heard me say this quite a lot of times, but it's a fact. It's a tool. And like all tools, when the job is finished, we can put the tool down. But the problem is people don't put the tools down. And then we become identified with those tools, and we start to live like the tools. Constantly analyzing, constantly summarizing, comparing, competing. All of these things are part of what the limited mind is capable of. Many of those things are great, but many of them are not so great too. So if we really want to avoid burnout, if we really want to be truly happy, truly grounded, truly sincere, we have to step out of that limited mind. And if we come down into the core of us, each one of us is individual, unique. We each have unique DNA. We have behind us a line of ancestors, and we are the first version of all that DNA, equipped to deal with the latest era. And of course, we're in the digital AI era, and we have to be equipped to deal with it. Well, I'm afraid that many people are not equipped, and they are really collapsing, and burnout really is damage to the nervous system. Repeated screen watching, repeated circular thoughts going round in the head, all of these damage the nervous system. And then it takes a long time to recover, if you ever can. Yeah. In the old days, we call this nervous breakdown. I recognize it. And it usually meant that somebody would be committed to an asylum or taken away from society. It was really so difficult to cope with someone with that condition. In fact, my own brother had a nervous breakdown, and that was pressure from his profession. He was a teacher, yeah, and very, very intelligent, too intelligent for his own good. So he spent most of his life in his mind, and he was one of the brightest people I've ever met in this way. But in fact, when he started teaching, he just couldn't cope with the pressure. His body was so weakened because he had neglected it, and his spirit was weakened because he'd turned his back on that. And basically, he collapsed and was taken off to hospital for months. And then he was pronounced unable to ever teach again. So he was pensioned off at the age of 23. Yeah, that's a nervous breakdown. And I must say, although he's really very fit now, of course, that's a long time ago, 40 years ago, and he has recovered. But for several years, he did not recover well. He couldn't work. He was so unstable. Yes, very traumatic. So I've lived with burnout, and I can definitely tell you it's something to avoid at all costs. Let me just talk a little bit now about presence. And by the way, please leave any questions or comments under this box. We tried to go live tonight, but we didn't manage it. We're nearly there, but just didn't work. So I'm making a video now, and we'll put this video onto LinkedIn and onto YouTube. And so if you watch this video, please leave any comments or questions underneath, and I will get back to you about them. Okay. So recently I've been talking to people about presence. Okay. Presence is the in word at the moment. And we're hearing people say, don't perform, be present. Okay. Well, that's great. But how do you become present if you've never experienced it? How do you know what it feels like? And if you have lived in your limited mind for a long time, maybe with your business, maybe as an employee, then you may not recognize what it feels like to be present. I teach people presence, and the only way to really do it is through the breath. Yeah. The breath is the most natural way for human beings to be here and now. That's another definition of presence, if you like, being here and now. And the limited mind will trick you into thinking you are here and now. But until you really connect with your breath and your body with a guide, it's not just a question of breathing, it's much more subtle than that. But when you really connect with the breath, you will start to really anchor yourself into here and now. And that is reality. That's reality. Behind all the words and images that we rely on in the visual world, we're moving into the invisible world. And there, we don't need symbols. We just need breath, we need a lengthened spine, and we need the whole body to be aware and alert and able to listen. Yeah, we call it whole body listening. These three things will bring you to here and now. But it's not a quick fix. None of this is a quick fix. It's much easier to go and find a strategy to change your mindset. But don't forget, you're changing your limited mindset, and you're going to end up no further forward, because that strategy may seem to work for a while. The limited mind may trick you into thinking it's working, but then it will break down, and then you'll go off and seek out another strategy. So it goes nowhere. And in the meantime, you're getting further and further away from your body, from your spirit, your human spirit, and the dangers of burnout creeping up on you are increasing, really. Yeah. So it's really important to start to do something about this now. Damage to the nervous system really is so difficult to repair. Let me just show you a few slides to get you to listen to this a bit more closely. Just a moment, I'll share my screen. Okay, it's here. Okay. Let's just up a little bit. Yeah. I means the internet is not so good. Let me just take you to the beginning of this, and I'll talk a little bit more about this. Okay, yes, recently I talked on Lodestone One Q&A, which is every Friday, about how presence attracts wealth and success, and how it can really expand your leadership. So presence, yeah, what is presence? Well, I've described it in my way. In my book, it's conscious breathing, it's being with your spine, it's having your whole body alert and aware, so that nothing can stop you. And when a truly present person walks into a room, they make a huge impact. You know what I'm talking about, I'm sure. So, presence is the of leadership. Yes. People talk about leadership all the time. Well, presence is what people want, but it's not something you can just learn. It's something in your body, in your spirit. So to be able to be truly present as a leader, you need guidance, you need to be taken into your core, and there you will be shown how to consciously breathe, to breathe with your breath, to lengthen your spine, and to make your whole body aware. So presence is a magnet. It's a magnetic force. And we can see, in fact, the whole human body is full of magnetic energy. Yeah. You just go on a little bit further. So what does presence do? What does it do? Okay. Well, first of all, it builds trust immediately. Yeah. With all the people around you. People often say to me, because I'm a very present person, wow, I feel so safe with you because you're really here and now. You're really listening. You're really with me. Yeah, I am. What else does it do? Well, it attracts wealth and opportunity. Truly, it does. When we are present, then really we are invoking one law of the universe, which says like attracts like. So if you're truly present in your human body, which is how we are meant to live, not in the limited mind between the ears, then the universe comes towards you. It's like attracts like. Similarly, if you are closed, if you are negative, then you will attract the negative. So when you're truly embodied and truly present, you will attract all sorts of wealth and opportunity. And yeah, most of all, it expands authentic leadership. So presence is the gold that leaders really, really need, and they can't learn it from books. And I would say they can't even learn it from a leadership coach. What they need is an embodiment coach or mentor, a somatic mentor, someone who really knows and understands how the trinity of the mind, the unlimited mind, the body, and the spirit work together. So What does presence mean to you? Please watch this video. And watch my cat. This creature is entirely here and now. There is nothing else. It is 100% alert to its environment. From crown of the head to the tip of the tail. And listening with the whole body, we call it detecting vibration. And any vibration around this beautiful animal will be detected. And it could be a threat, could be the next lovely thing to eat. So we have the capability of being 100% aware like this, but how often are we? How often are we truly focused? Some of the most focused people and youngsters I have ever known and had the privilege to spend time with were mentally handicapped and autistic, mostly autistic. Autistics are 100% present, obsessively so. And they don't understand the past or the future. They don't understand the words and the images. This is classic. They don't know how to communicate in the way that most of us have learnt to do. So, as a non-autistic person and as their music therapist, actually, I had to learn how to communicate with them without symbols. And I used music, which is concrete. No one can interpret it and argue about it except you. It is your unique interpretation. So this is 100% present, and this is what we need to be charismatic when we're leading a team, when we're speaking in public. We need to be 100% present. Here's another very present scene. Beautiful are 100% present. They breathe, their spines lengthen, they move beautifully. I love nothing more than watching beautiful animals move, and beautiful humans too. And there's a real flow in everything they do. So, yeah, over to you. So those are some hopefully memorable images of embodiment. And I hope I've given you some something to reflect on about your own presence, your own charisma. And really, one of the most important things about this whole embodiment process is that you reconnect with your true nature. Yeah. When we become adults, we are probably, unless we've done lots of spiritual training and lots of bodywork training, we are probably very, very distant to our original nature. At the age of 5, people begin to be conditioned, and the layers of conditioning are set down. And we start to live our lives wearing masks. We have masks for different occasions. So embodiment and certainly presence will only work when you strip back all these layers of conditioning, which are hardwired into your brain through diligent practice, daily practice. Only when you strip back those layers will you encounter your true nature. And yeah, I remember through meditation and mindfulness, as a Buddhist, I really discovered my unique nature one day. It's a real extraordinary moment in my life. I knew that I had encountered my true nature away from all the conditioning. And it was so liberating. And my life really totally changed from that moment on. So now I want you to have the same fantastic experience. I want you to be authentic, to be utterly honest and utterly sincere with yourself. And only then can you be utterly honest and sincere with other people around you. So embodiment is the future. It really is. If you're interested to learn more about this, I'm here every Monday for Lodestone Lunch. We don't have many people attending live, but that will change. I'm going to keep on going. And I'm also here on LinkedIn Live on Friday, every Friday, doing Lodestone Q&A. And I usually have 2 guests with me, and we talk about fascinating things. And that's at 9 a.m. BST. So you can join Lodestone Lunch on a Monday at 1 p.m. BST, or you can come and join Lodestone Q&A on a Friday at 9 a.m. BST. And for Lodestone Q&A, if you would like to come and be with me in the studio, I conduct that from StreamYard. And so I can invite guests to come and join me in the StreamYard studio. So if you're interested in coming and joining us, learning more about embodiment, experiencing embodiment, and learning about my Lodestone method, then please DM me and I will send you a link to join us. Okay, so if you keep an eye out on my profile, you'll be able to really come and talk to me or see when my events are running. Okay, thank you so much. If you're watching this, I hope you are. Sorry we were not live. Sorry to disappoint you. We'll put this video up instead, and we'll put information below the video so you can find out more. Well, thank you so much. And I would look forward very much to you joining me next week. The registration link for this will be under the video window. Okay, thanks so much. See you soon. I hope you get a taste of your true nature and presence very soon. Thank you for joining me. Bye for now.